It's all for the cause, guys. It's all for the cause. It's all good, like.
I brought my Dyson. I was like, I think it's gonna break.
Yeah, too many feathers clogging up the system.
Yeah.
Welcome to the CHASM review. Today I'm reviewing Damaged by the Brisbane-based band Torizon, and I have a very special guest with me right now to review the song with me. It's Mish. Hello.
Me special if I can. Thank you. Hello. Thanks for doing this again. I really appreciate it. This time I can actually talk about things because last time I had to keep them all under wraps. Now, like, go nuts.
Yeah, I know. It's so cool that like the song is. It's so cool the song's like finally out, and yeah, you guys have had like looks like it's been received really good, and it's such a cool track. So let's like dive straight into it. Did one of you sort of come to the band with like the idea behind this song, or was it something that you kind of jammed out together?
We rarely ever jam out a song together before it's finished. So most of the time, like three of us would get together and like most of this year, we sat down and we just wrote like, I think about 12 or 14 songs, out of which we've like narrowed it down to like 6. So all of us, we just sit down together and like majority of the time, Luke would come up with a sick riff and he's like, I've got this idea and this, and I'm like, okay, buddy, let's sit down and work it out. And then I sort of help like sort of massage the different sections together. Jordan's got a really good ear as well. He also plays like guitar as well as drums. So we also sit down and work on the songs together, but a lot of it usually like Luke would always have the vision. We just sort of work together to bring it to life.
Wow,
and like
that's so
add
cool.
our own flavors and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That sounds like a really good way of kind of working around it. I love that you're one of those bands that just writes like a stack of songs, and then you kind of just like cherry pick which ones are your favorites that you want to sort of utilize and use. That's awesome. I love that.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I gotta call another song because I have a better song. Okay. I'll try not to bum everybody out.
That's what we're here for.
But narcissistic abuse has been like a bit of a theme of my life, primarily because both my parents were extremely mentally ill, unmanaged, and depicted those traits. So like the children's emotions always had to be like we always had to put our needs and our emotions in the back burner to meet our parents' needs, emotional needs. Yeah, so it was the roles were reversed. So growing up with that, I was very much a magnet for narcissists because like I was pretty much recreating the same story that I was growing up. So it would be like the weird dynamic where I would have to constantly just prove myself like, oh, I'll show you that I'm really good and I'll show you that I can do all these things to a person and that could be a teacher, that could be like many things, that could be a romantic partner, that could be friends. All of these people, like I would constantly try and prove my worth to them, and it would only be the narcissist that would deny that validation because that's why they make it narcissist. So so there was like a lot of that in my life, and as a result of growing up with that kind of like dysfunctional power dynamic, I did end up in a few abusive relationships. That's just what happens. Like I have complex PTSD. It's treated now, but there's statistics that prove that anybody that went through childhood trauma would usually go through a series of dysfunctional relationships. Right. Even if you're in therapy, before you sort of find safety and develop secure connections. So I'm at a point now where I have great secure connections, which is made me feel like I felt safe enough to release it, I guess. So that's the theme. It's about narcissistic abuse, but written from a perspective of somebody who's recovered from that kind of trauma and can see the signs and basically calling the abuser out.
It's recorded so well, and I absolutely loved it. So like, because you say it was Kaylin that you recorded it with?
Kaylin Austin Productions. He's from the band called The Stranger, pretty popular Brisbane band. And the best part is he's local. So he's like 10 minutes from my house. So we booked 3 days and we recorded 2 songs. So like we did drums on day 1. Day 2 was guitar and bass, which is Luke. Luke does both. We don't have a live bass player. We usually play bass on tracks. And that's Luke. And then day 3 was me recording vocals. And then once Caitlin was happy with the product itself. We didn't have to go back and redo anything, which was really cool. And Caitlin had really good ideas. Like it was a really great recording process. And then it went to Chris Blancato, who's North Lane and Relica.
Oh wow.
Producer. He mixed and mastered it. So
oh sweet, that's awesome.
Yeah,
right.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, that's like, yeah, I thought that song, like I thought the song sort of had like a real next level kind of feel. There was just there's so much extra compaction put into it. I'm kind of like, man, that's like there's something else in this track, and now it definitely sort of I kind of understand now why if it's got those kind of elements and that sort of influence in it. That's incredible.
Yeah. And one of the things that like was a great thing that I picked up with recording with Kaylin was like each part of the song, like each chorus, each verse has like a new layer. So the song keeps building up gradually. So you listen to the first verse, it's just single track. The first chorus is just double track. The second verse is a harmony. The second chorus has like a harmony and some backing vocals. And then the bridge, like standalone, huge thing. Has like layered piano harmonies on top of like guitar harmonies and synth. And then the last chorus has like, it sounds like synth, but it's me in the back. It's me singing. So there's like a whole bunch of layers on top of the existing layers.
Right. It sounds like a really great timeline for like even just musicians and bands to kind of follow to really get themselves a massively powerful song. That's really something to
Thank you. I would love to take credit, but it was not me. It was our producer. And it's something that a lot of pop bands, like pop artists do, and we're like, why don't we?
Yeah, right, exactly. No, it seems like it's a really good way to go about it. But no, it definitely comes across in the track, which is just, wow, incredible. Yeah, no, I'm going to be studying that for sure. It's such a cool video, like, you know, it goes down right, like my aesthetic, like the purple and the blue aesthetic. So cool. And then, like, you know, lots of breaking stuff and angry stuff and like, you know, just powerful stuff and whatever. How'd that all come about? Was it all sort of like brainstormed ideas between all of you, or did you have someone sort of come in and be like, hey, this would be great, sort of doing this concept for this song?
The original idea was quite different. The original plan was actually, because it's the chorus is "There's no love in your heart-shaped prison," was have a little perspex box with me in it,
cool.
And like that was kind of like playing with the perspective and like cutting it in with the band shots. But then our drummer's partner Emma, who my drummer Jordan and Emma, they're both film students / graduates, and so Emma came up with this concept. She's like, it's really angry. Like we need to like. Let's think about like somebody just smashing stuff. And I was like, oh, I would love to. But then I realized that I'm also not an actress. So I'm like, can we just get an actress? I can't act. I would laugh and I would just hold up the day and I'll be too embarrassed and I'll be too anxious. Why don't we just get an actress? So Angelica did all the performance and I think she did amazing.
Yeah. I want to know if she really enjoyed breaking all that stuff. It looked really good. I was like, man, lucky you. Like,
she came through because the original actress didn't end up like on the couple of days before it didn't work out. And we were like panicking and my girl Angelica coming through. She was great. And then Emerge Creative, Alex Nelson, who's also in a band called Awake in Time. He's a phenomenal, you know, Brizzy bands get on him, like totally. He's a phenomenal videographer, photographer. It was just a fun day. Like it's literally all shot in one place. So all the feathers that you see, the first the first lounge room scene and everything, we shot all of that. Then Angelica came with the feathers. We're like, cool, these feathers. And I have like a behind the scenes clip of like Alex saying, these feathers should fall from the sky. This looks really good. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we realized that it looked so good. Now we have to clean it all up, shoot the band clean, and then re-dirty them.
Oh, wow. I love, like, the chorus is really great. I love just how it hooks. I mean, I sing along to it, and I haven't even, like, memorized all the words yet. But I'm just like so hooked on that harmony and that like melody that sort of follows through it. It's such a great track.
That's so sweet because I almost didn't record this one going, we haven't done enough work on it. Like it was just one of those things that I was like, it kind of came together quickly. Have we done enough work on this? Like we haven't pulled it apart 50 times. So maybe we haven't done enough work. Then I was like, fuck it, let's just do it. And then I was like, oh, it's a good song. It's just a good song.
No, you've got an absolutely awesome song here. Thank you so much for joining me, Mish. It's been so cool to talk about Damage and all that sort of thing. Obviously, anybody, you can listen to the song on all the streaming services. Go on YouTube, watch the video. watch Angelica
Yeah.
break stuff, watch Mish
Yeah.
just power through all those vocals. It's such a great track.
Thank
But no,
you.
thank you so much for joining me to talk about this track, Mish. You've done a really good job with it.